Okay, so tell me who you are and what your job is.
Well, I'm Gagnon, and I am the program manager for a program in Michigan called the Cool Cities Initiative. And it is a program that was created or started by our governor when she first got into office in 2000. And she really gets this idea of the importance of place and creative placemaking, as well as retention and attraction of talent. And that's how we started creating the program. I would say it got off the ground in about 2002.
Way ahead of everyone else in America.
Yeah, at least at the statewide level. But you know, as much as I say that, the important thing to mention is that it's not just a top approach or top down. You've got to have that grassroots. So the governor sent letters to 274 mayors, asking them to form local cool city advisory groups, and the idea is to bring non-traditional folks to the table with traditional economic developers. Where's the diversity in your community? Like where's the artists? Where are the youth and things like that? So it's also it's really critical to have both pieces, the grassroots efforts as well.
Okay, great. What do you think is the number one thing that government can do to support creative industries outside of money? Because there's no money.
Yeah, well, that's a tough question, but it's certainly, I think the government has a responsibility to understand, educate themselves, and understand that arts and culture is economic development. And how key, as I just said, the governor had asked, mayors to bring in artists to different groups. And it's tough when you have a budget and you have to prioritize funding, because even if you have a governor who totally understands that, when you're dealing with the legislature and you're dealing with budget deadlines, I know it happened in Michigan, the arts budget got cut. Mm-hmm. And I think most states, you'll hear, arts budget's getting cut. And so what's really important is to identify the other ways that you can support the arts by talking about that, providing compelling information, supporting with whatever other resources that you can, bringing artists and artist groups and associations, organizations into the conversations whenever you can. So in those ways, very important. Cool. And if there's a way that you can help organize at all and bring sort of some of the artists and art organizations together, another key important thing that government can do.
Great, perfect. So what's the next thing you're really excited to do? What's your next big project? Excellent.
I love having big ideas, but and I work for government, so sometimes I can't always do everything I want to do, but that's probably that all of us say the same thing. Yeah. I think the next big thing, it's something that has, two things. One of my big ideas just got done, and that is I wanted to do this internship program. I wanted to pair interns from universities into our cool city neighborhoods, because our neighborhood award designees, we have these cool city neighborhoods around the state. They said, yeah, you have this resource toolbox, and it's online and searchable, but we don't have the staff to mine it or to apply for any grants or to apply for whatever awards. So I thought, they need technical assistance, they need help. And then, there's nothing more important, I think, than giving a young person or anybody a positive experience in the community. And so I thought, how can we have this win-win? And so I had this little, idea.
Genius idea.
Yeah, right. And it came to fruition. I was so excited. So we just wrapped it, and it was so successful. I do have the funding to expand the program, and we're going to try to get some additional funding to leverage. I have some money to leverage and get so that we can expand it to all of our 15 public universities and expand it to more of our neighborhoods and more cities. So that's one thing. The other thing is, like in 2003, we worked with the Catalytics, which is a Dr. Richard Florida think tank group. He talks about the 4 T's: tolerance, technology, territory, assets, and I think it was talent, yeah, unless I said that already. Anyway, we created our own economic growth model called TIDE, Talent, talent, innovation, diversity, and environment. And I've been working to create an assessment tool because, that's hard. It's hard to do. I mean, even some of the greatest and best minds got together for a conference, and at the end of 3 days, they still didn't have a resolve on how do you measure the new economy. It's tough stuff. So I worked with Michigan State University Land Policy Institute, and they've created an online tied assessment tool with great indicators. So we're working at building onto the back end resources and case studies and best practices and the how-tos. And I think I'm getting closer and closer to launch it, and that's my next big thing.
Sounds very exciting. Well, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thanks for asking.
I wouldn't have it any other way.